Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, hi, I'm your host, Basil, BK Knight, and I want to welcome you back to the Truth According to Who podcast Uncensored. Today's episode is why women pick and choose the wrong men. Now, ladies, this episode is strictly for you. Now, what I want you to understand is, as you listen to this episode, this is not bashing you. This is getting you to realize that you're doing something wrong that you don't want to accept. This is getting you to see your ignorance of your error of your ways. You run the world. The world does not move without you. But how are you running it? You want to know? Here we go. 1. Ladies, you lead with sex. You cannot lead with sex and don't expect a man to see you as a sex object. You get mad when he just uses you for that. Remember, you led with that. A real man will not accept just your sex, but a weak-minded man does. This is why you get mad at the man for not being a leader, because you led with sex. He showed his weakness. A real man is not just going to give in for your sex. He's going to want more from you. And let's be honest, ladies. When you show us just sex, we know you have nothing else to offer. A real man is going to look at you and not value you because you don't value yourself. And we both know, if you lead with sex, we know there's issues behind the sex that you don't want us to see. You're trying to cloud our judgment. And let's be honest, what's between your legs is the most priceless thing on this earth. But when you place a price on it, that's when we know you don't respect yourself or value yourself. So don't get mad when he treats you like a sex object, but this is what you did to yourself. 2, you take the worst of men and choose him, knowing that he's not worthy of it. He can't do all the things he needs to do for himself. You choose him and get mad when he cannot be the man. Remember, this is your choice. You chose him. If you knew a man was out on the street, he barely worked, or you knew a man didn't have a job, or whatever it may be, you cannot expect him to be the man he should be for you because you chose him in that manner. You knew he wasn't that man in the first place. This is your fault. Don't point the finger at him. He showed you who he was. This is your choosing, ladies. Remember this. 3, your self-entitlement. Your self-entitlement, ladies, if this is you. If it's not, pay this no mind. But if it is, this is for you. You're thinking just because of how you look, your butt or your breasts, or your degree or whatever it may be, gets you and grants you a better man. False. It's a lie. Your attitude and your mindset grants you the best of men. That's what it does. There are women out here who are getting surgeries done and want their waist to be small and their butt and breast to be just right and sit up just right, because what you're doing is you're attracting those fake men because you have fake stuff on you. You have modified body. All you're doing is showing men, hey, I want to attract you physically. A real man is not going to look at you and want to be with you. He's not even going to want to have sex with you. A real man knows when he sees a fake woman. And when you go get your breast done or your butt done or whatever it may be, real men are unattracted by that. Let's be honest. Because everything is fake on you. How can you call yourself real? And your self-entitlement, you're thinking you're supposed to get a rich guy, millionaire, billionaire, or whatever it may be. If you do get him, he's weak. I promise you, no matter how much money he has, he's weak. But you're going to expect him to be a leader. And he's actually going to show you every time he's not a leader. He chose you for the wrong reasons, but you expect it to turn out right. He's going to disappoint you every time. So for every woman that thinks that just because of how you look grants you a better person, you're going to get disappointed every time. 4, your unresolved mental issues. Ladies, this is where your healing comes in. This is where you should take time out for yourself to say, I have to get better. Because you individually, if you are weak, how can you be a strong backbone with a family? Men recognize this also. It's time for you to get over the things that hinder you from growing. We're not telling you when, we're just telling you you need to accept that and start somewhere. And this goes for men also. I am not excluding us. We all need to heal from something. But for you ladies, you cannot expect a man to accept you just how you are with mental issues and to help you with this. This is your individual job. You went through it, you heal yourself. This is your challenge. If you can't get rid of the old you, how are you become to grow and have new things in your life? This is your job. Now, a lot of fathers don't teach this. But me as a father, I have a daughter. I have to teach her that she has to be the right woman for the right man. And if she can't be that, how can she ask for the right man? You have to heal those mental issues. If you are at war with yourself, everything around you will be destructive. Nothing will grow. You can't ask for something when you're not that. Your mental is the most important thing in this world. You cannot build on rocky ground. Nothing will stand, especially for a long time. 5, you have to be a wife to ask for a husband. Meaning, if you're single, put away your pride and your ego as well as a man. Because once you get in a relationship, you're building towards a marriage, your pride and ego can be destructive. To say, I'm sorry, I apologize, I'll do better. We all men know this. Most women will not apologize or accept that they did something wrong. They will either cook for you your favorite meal or give you sex. Rarely do they say, I'm sorry. They don't want to admit that they did anything wrong. Now that comes with accountability, which is number 6. Your level of accountability is nowhere near as a man accountability is. I've talked to a lot of women. They are just finally admitting that they did something 2 years after their relationship. But they never go tell him, I apologize, I did something wrong. See, when you have accountability in your life, this is getting rid of your ignorance. So that way you won't point fingers. So that way you won't say, he did this to me, he did that to me. No, your level of accountability is your job. You have to accept that you did something wrong. Now, your accountability comes with you can't talk to anybody the way you want to talk to them. You can't. You can't fly off at the mouth and you can't react and expect no consequences. This is your level of accountability. Women are asking men to have accountability for being the right man, but you're not the right woman. You can't ask that. You can't do that. I'm sorry. And that right there is being selfish. Here's another one. You don't see men as the prize also. You just want to be the prize. Now let me tell you something. In all honesty, any man that gets the right woman, he's proud of, so she is the prize. Wouldn't you want to be proud of your man that you have, knowing that you chose him right? Well, he is the prize. And I'm going to be honest, most men have never been taught to look at themselves as the prize. That is one of our faults and flaws. That's one of our faults and flaws. We have not been taught to see ourselves as the prize. We as real men are proud to be who we are. And we're steady growing. So when you get us, like we get you, you should be proud. A lot of people don't see that. Here's another one. Putting you in your place. Ladies, you are old enough to know certain things that you do wrong, no man has to put you in your place. Don't have to do that. Putting you in, if you don't know your place with a man, then he will not marry you. or even keep you around for a long period of time. This is when you get out of character. You should be old enough to know right from wrong. Hi, I'm Basil, BK Knight, and I've been using Anchor for my podcast for about a month now, and the experience has been phenomenal and easy. There's so many options to choose from. You have the opportunity to get your message across. You'll love it. And the best part about it is they'll share your podcast on other platforms so you won't have to. Try Anchor today and enjoy the experience. I promise you, you'll love it. You should be old enough if I talk this way or say this, I'm going to lose this man. Aren't you old enough to know this? Then why aren't you acting accordingly? No man should have to put you in your place. If we have to put you in your place, then guess what? We're unattracted by you. That's a turnoff. No man wants to be with a woman. He has to constantly keep putting her in her place. Because if you don't know your place with him, he's going to leave you. I promise you. Your mental stability. Mental stability is more important than anything on this earth. When it comes to you, you're looking for a man who's financially stable. We as men, we're looking for a woman who's mentally stable. And the reason why? You can understand from our point of view the reason why we grind the way we grind. The reason why we go out there and do business. You can be patient. You can be understanding. You could be a teammate rather than an opponent. But if you're mentally unstable, guess what? You won't understand anything a man is saying. I promise you. Your mind is more valuable than your body. But you yourself don't work on your mind. You work on your body more. So you can capture the weak-minded man. We see this. We know this. There's plenty of women in a gym who will go hard and try to keep their body tight, but they leave their mind behind. Trust me. And when a man has a purpose, if you're mentally stable, you can understand his purpose and the reason why he is doing what he's doing. But if you're mentally unstable, there's nothing that he says to you in a correct manner that you will understand. Here's another one. Ask yourself, ladies, what controls you when you're picking the man? Is it financial stability? Love? Which one is it? Because finances, any man can give you financial stability and treat you the worst. Which one do you believe in more? Love or financial stability? Now, they say you can't pay bills just off of love. Now, let me give you a prime example. If a man truly loves you, he will go hard for you. He will go above and beyond. But you have to love him in the same manner. You can't just expect a man to give you the world when you're not trying to give him anything. So what controls you when you pick men? What do you look for? Do you listen to how he treats a woman? Do you look at it, the way he speaks? Or do you look at what he has and that captures you and you like, oh, I want that? Because let's be honest, there's not too many women on this earth that will look at a man and say, I want to build with him. There's not. Women don't think in that manner. They don't think I want to build with him. They look at it like, I like what he has. I want to have it too. So what controls you when you pick a man? Financial stability or love? Or a little bit of both? Because being well balanced, this is what we look for in women. Be well balanced. Have a little bit of both or a little bit of everything. You not 100%, but at least working on it. Your well balances, and this leads up to the next one. There's nothing wrong with a strong, independent woman. But you have to know how to utilize it properly. That comes with balance. You have to know when to pick it up and put it down and be sensual, be sexy, be loving, be caring, be affectionate. Because guess what? You trying to be a man is a definite turnoff. And what I mean by that is you're probably so used to being the head of the household. When you do get a man who is the lead, who plays that lead role, who is a real man, you bump heads. Now, this goes back to saying, if you are looking for a real man, then you have to be a real woman. When you bump heads with a real man, that is a turnoff. Because you don't know how to turn it off. That's the balance that you need, that a man seeks. We don't mind you being the CEO of a company. We applaud that. But when you get home, be the sensual, loving, caring, affectionate woman. That comes with balance, because we as men have to do that. We have to take off our business hat and come home and love you properly. But we have to know how to balance it also. Here's another one. You're so used to fighting, you don't know what's peace. You're used to struggle love. Now, you're not used to having a man who is the head, because your picking was wrong. Remember, how do you pick men? How do you choose men? Is it financial that leads you, or the love part? Do you choose a man who has a good heart, who's loving and caring? Or do you choose a man who just has money? Now, I'm going to give you a prime example. There's several women I know that have chosen a man just for financial stability. There's no love there. There's no affection. A couple years later, they get mad, get a divorce, and say he wasn't affectionate. But you knew he wasn't, but you chose for the financial. So now you're leaving basically for the reason you knew he didn't give you. That's your level of accountability you don't want to accept. But you have to accept it so you won't make the same mistake again. But this is your choice. Remember, your choice. Listening to your single yet bitter friends. Remember, ladies, a lot of your friends aren't really your friends. They don't even like or love the lifestyle that you're living. They hate it. A lot of single friends that you have, they do it because they're mad their life isn't going well. I know several people, their marriages have been broken up because of their single, bitter friends. And then when they get single with them, they become bitter. You have to watch the company that you keep, ladies. Your so-called friends aren't always your friends. And if you're doing something, your marriage is going just right, and you tell your friends you did it for them, don't listen to them when they say, girl, I wouldn't do that for them. Guess what? That's the reason why you're single and bitter. Your single friends can destroy your marriage. You know the reason why? Your husband is supposed to be your best friend. But yet you have these single, bitter women controlling your marriage. Here's another one. You allow society to control the way you're thinking when it comes to love. This is what I always say. Any relationship or friendship requires a structured foundation. Integrity, respect, love, affection, all those things that everything is supposed to be built on when it comes to friendship or relationship. But you and that man create the things that you're supposed to create in the relationship or marriage to keep it stable. You can't listen to society, because tomorrow something may be brand new, and a year from now something may be brand new. You and that person has to create your own idea of what you think love is. And guess what? You still have to teach each other how to love, so you have to be teachable also. If no man or anybody can tell you when you're wrong or what to do or you're wrong, you don't need to be in a relationship. You need to stay by yourself, because you have to be taught something. Even the greatest of teachers still have to learn. That's why they're greatest of teachers. If you aren't being able to be teachable when it comes to love, you need to remain single. Even a man has to be taught your language of love, your love language. If you're not ready for that, you need to remain single. Now, ladies, a man does not have to give you anything just because of who you are. You have to put in work also. A lot of men are creating freeloaders, not teammates. Once again, here's the reason why. When you first meet a man, you guys are going out on dates. Switch it up a little bit. Pay for him a little bit. What you're doing is you are actually igniting a different him. And remember, different women bring out different men. If you're doing the same old thing, you get the same old results. Switch it up on him a little bit. Show him that you're capable of spoiling him also. If you just want to be spoiled and you don't give any return, we're turned off because we are thinking it's all about you. And ladies, I'm here to break the news to you. It is not all about you when you're with somebody. Whoever told you that lied to you, because a man is the prize also. And your level of accountability, thinking just because you're a woman, you get things without putting in work, you're wrong. You may not like this, but you're wrong. There's several women who have come to realize that they have done certain things in their life wrong and never noticed it until somebody brought it to their attention. This episode, ladies, you may not like, you may not want to hear, but I've talked to several women, at least 20, and they've come to realize, you know what? I was wrong. And it starts at a young age. Fathers may be teaching their daughters, if a man loves you for who you are, then you don't need to be with him. If he does not love you for who you are, he does not need to be with you. To a degree, because you need to grow. He does not need to or have to accept you for your bad attitude, your self-entitlement, or I'm not going to change, accept me for who I am. He does not have to accept that, especially if he's a growing man. And let's be honest, most women will ask for a good man, but they're not ready for it. It's a level of responsibility you are not ready for because you have not met one. Two types of women when it comes to that. Either you're going to run from him and self-sabotage the relationship, or you're going to step up and do what you're supposed to do and keep that good man, because there's not a lot of good men out here anymore. That's totally up to you. This is a part of accountability. So ladies, this is strictly about you. Now I gave you the things of rundown of the mistakes that you may make, that you never realize. If you hear this and this pertains to you, what are you going to do to change your life? I'm Basil, BK Knight. Thank you for listening.